before we start going into the kicking course, we have to clear one of the important concepts. What's that concept? That concept is about what is Wing Chun? What makes it different? Okay? So Wing Chun system, we can check what Wing Chun is by the traditional Chinese martial art, the 4 fighting songs. There are 4 fighting songs. Okay? So one is long fist, second is short strike, third is takedown, the fourth is ground fighting. So this is 4 fighting songs of the traditional Chinese martial art. So which fighting song of Wing Chun specialize in? Now, of course, I cannot see your response, but I can tell you, I think everyone knows the answer should be the short strike. Okay, but why we need to know we are specialized in short strike? Because many people mix up the energy or the power, the generation of power from long fist and short strike. Long fist, it means the distance is long. You can see from here, for example. So the long fist is we have a distance that we can launch the punch or the jab. Boom. Okay? So the boxer way, so you can see this punch from here to here that have a certain distance. So that you have distance, which means you can generate power. You have distance, you can generate power. This is the Newton's law of force. However, look at the second, look at the short strike. You can look at the short strike. You can see it is so close. It's at this range. Then, where our power come from? And also, many people I think every Wing Chun students, their teacher will teach them that when you do the Siu Lim Tao form, don't use power, you just punch. You just don't use power, then you will be very puzzled. Wow, if you don't use power, how can we fight? Are you kidding? Now, actually, it's not. It's correct that for fighting, for combat, we must use power. But for power is not coming from the arm, from your arm. Now make sure the power is not coming from your arm. So that's why in the first lesson, or when you do the Siu Lim Tao, any teacher, any Wing Chun teacher will tell you not to use power on your arm. From your arm, I mean. Then, where the power comes from? The power comes from the ground, comes from the body. Let me explain it to you. So, and also coming from our top force, the spinning. So I don't go into much details, but you need to know. So where the power comes from? First one, the power coming from the ground. This is the lever system. In future, if you have chance, I will explain more, but this is not today's. But at least you know it. The power coming from the ground. In general, the power coming from the ground is by the action and reaction force. What is action and reaction force? Is you push from your leg, push from your ground, push from your ground. That you do there. Power, that my arm actually is just like this. You know, we are not from here sending the punch out. Now this is long fist style. Wing Chun, you do just like this. Such a short distance. How come you get the power? So the power first is coming from the ground, from this Newton's second law of motion. So the second law of motion is force equal to mass times velocity over t. Okay, the denominator is t, the nominator is delta v. Delta v is change velocity. So delta v is change velocity. So you will know that the faster you are, the more power it will be. So the power is from your Chunky's pupil that how we can be quick, be fast, is by action, like this. Okay, boom. To use the power. This is first the power, the change delta v, which means the distance, our distance is not gained from the arm, from here to here, from here to here, not gained from here. It's gained from the footwork. It's gained from the footwork, then your punch is just come out like that. All right? So this is the first. Second, where the power is the impact time. Look at that. T, the denominator T is the impact time. So impact time means the duration of force applied to an object. Okay, so which means the shorter the impact time, the more power it will be. Clear? Okay, so that's why you will see, you will change with this sort of lapping force that it is to when we contact with the target, then we just use a short lapping force. Then we make the power stronger. Okay? And this impact time, duration of this T, impact time, if the longer the impact time, the lesser power it will be. So for closing in, many people ask how to close in the opponent, how to close in. Many people, we all know that Wing Chun is a short straight art which will try to close in, try to get into the opponent's center. How? Yes, now then this is the key. How? It is, if our arm is hard, not relaxed, we stop, punch stop. How can we get in? Because we are force against force. How can we get in? We are still stay here. So by using the Newton's law, that the impact time, if we make the impact time longer, so when he punch me, see, I prolong the impact time so that I can get close to it. All right, or to punch. All right, that I get this punch. So that is how we close. If our arm cannot be hard, then which means we are resisting. We resist, we are blocking the force against force, how you can move in. So that's why in our ceiling toe form, the first form, that we do 4 times Wu-Shou back. Not even 4 out. Chum kill, we do the Wu-Shou out. Ceiling toe, the first, we do the Wu-Shou back and do 4 times. You can see how important it is. It is the basic for you to absorb the force. How to absorb is once you make contact, we prolong the impact time so that to make your opponent's force lesser or smaller. So that is the Newton law second. Okay. Third one is So which means we play around the impact time, that when I attack your opponent, then you use shorter the impact time. So that's why slapping force. When the opponent attacks you, you prolong the impact time. So that is how we close in. And that is, you can see our form, our Siu Tao, Chum Kiu, and Biu Jiao, our form, how we is coherent with the short strike fighting art, with this fighting song, short strike fighting song. Thirdly, about the mass, the power. You know that mass, bigger the mass, more power it is. So of course, my mass cannot compare with the two. If your fighter, if your opponent is 200, kilo, of course, you cannot. He has much advantage over you. However, we are not comparing with your opponent. We are comparing with your own self, your arm and your body. Of course, your body has a bigger mass than your arm. So that's why our arm is close to our body, so that when we move in, then we are moving our body. And I punch, when we go to attack, our arm is not extending so further. Which means if you extend your arm so further, you only use your arm force. Drop the shoulder, sink the elbow, head up. It is all basic requirements of your Siu Tao form, that you can make use of your own body mass plus your footwork. That is with using your footwork. The footwork, the first one is to make your movement faster, the velocity faster. So the quicker you are, the more power you will be. Okay, the quicker you are, the more power you will be. So that's why our power is not coming from pulling our arm back and then punch. Just imagine, if we get close, how can we pull our arm back and punch? Okay? Also, by the same token, if we stay in such distance, how can we punch? If you use this punch, can never compare with people's this punch, or can never compare with this, because I got enough distance for me to charge in to get for the punch. Our punch is like this. Okay, so you need our power, this footwork. Our distance, how we can gain the distance, how we can gain the velocity, so that we gain the power, is by our leg, by our footwork. Okay? Now, so that, actually this is a big topic, but I do not want to spend so much time on here, because the main, the topic for this course is kicking. So, but before we could talk about kicking, we have to understand the nature of the Wing Chun. Wing Chun is short strike art. So, our kicks is also consistent with our short range fighting. Our kicks is also consistent with our short range fighting. That's why you will see in the Chum Kiu a very strange kick. I think everyone here should have watched Yip Man's video, which was filmed 10 days before he died on his Chum Kiu. He do the second session. It's very strange. It's very strange kick doing like that. Okay, so you feel this kick is strange, is normal, because we are always influenced by the long range kicking system, like karate, like taekwondo, or like many kind of kicking, the long fist style kicking system, that this kick seems no use. You don't know what it is. Okay, you will know the answer. You will know it when you go through the course. Okay, because all of our kicks, our punch is a short strike, is catered for short strike fighting. Okay. Okay. Then next is also the fundamental concept of Wing Chun. Fundamental. Before we go to our kicking course, this also fundamental concepts that we need to know. It's about our core combat principles. Wing Chun, our fighting principles, what it is about, what is our core combat principles? Is speed. Is speed. I think you all have heard about that the invincible technique is speed. Every technique can be handled, but the invincible one is speed. However, do not get it wrong that this speed is, I can punch 100 times within a second. 1 second, 100 times. Very quick, right? 100 times. 100 times for 1 second, you can punch up 100 times. Is it quick enough? Very quick. However, we are not talking about this kick, this speed. We are not talking about this. Our speed is talking about is, we have a maxim saying that 以近求快. 以近求快. This is Cantonese. This is a maxim of Wing Chun. What does it mean? It means use the shortest distance. Use the shortest distance to gain speed. Use the shortest distance to gain speed. It means this speed is the speed to reach your opponent. I can punch 100 times per second, very fast. However, your opponent is standing there. I cannot reach you. It's no use. No matter how quick you are, I cannot hurt him. It doesn't matter to him. All right? So this is not the speed we are talking about. We are talking about the distance. We need to once we get close to it, see, then, now look, I can get close to it, then it's very difficult for him to stop. So, see, to defend me, because I can hit hand, leg, go, here, boom. So, Grandmaster man, I've talked about that. He is very confident. You must get hit. He said, we must get hit. He said, how? Some people ask, how you are so confident that I must get hit? Because he used the footwork that make him, for example, go. See? How can he stop? He stopped or with a double punch or whatever. See? He can hit him up. He get down. So the kick. So because I get close, the closer you are, the more difficult you defend. So when people lock, you can see any combat, any matches, it is to get, if you are able to get close to it, then you can lock him down. So we talk about is the speed. Okay? So the speed is the core combat principle of Wing Chun. Now this is why I have to mention about this. This also relates to our kicking. The kicking is also related to these principles. Okay? So speed is use the shortest distance to gain speed, to gain the chances to reach your opponent. All right. So, and then we have 4 maxim for supporting this speed. One is called 追身莫追手. It means chasing the body rather than the hand. Second one is 打手即消手. Striking is defense. So these 2 maxims is for the fighting range. What does it mean by fighting range? Which means that is before you close in or without hand-to-hand contact. We Wing Chun guys always train 出手. Actually, this is already with hand-to-hand contact. Okay, that is an exercise only. No one will do 出手 with you in fighting. No one will get you the hand-to-hand contact. No. Okay, so the real fighting range is actually like this. You keep a distance. At least the distance is at least when your opponent want to attack me, he have to move so that I can have time to respond. Also, if I want to attack him, I also need to move. But of course, I will move in a strategically way that to distract him or whatever, go back to get in close to him. All right? Or to move in a more agile way. Okay? So that's how this is talking about footwork. So this is another topic. This is another topic that about Wing Chun fighting footwork. How to get close, how to get in. Okay? So these 2 maxims is for fighting range without hand-to-hand contact. But we always want to close in. We always want to close in to get the contact, get contact, all right? To get contact. And then once, another tool is very famous. Everybody know it. 內溜去鬆，甩手直衝。內溜去鬆，甩手直衝 is this 出手 range. 出手 range means we already after closing we already have the hand-to-hand contact. Okay, then this is 出手 range. So 2 range we have 2 different ranges, have 2 with different maxim to support our fighting principles. Okay, but we will not go into details of it. But let you know, because this again is another big topic that we have to talk about that. So anyway, we know that 以近求快, it means use the shortest distance to gain speed. And then the speed can be gained by the following. Fighting range, we use distance. We enter into the second gauge. So if you always punch, you always stay here, punch, always stay this range, you cannot be quick. We need to go. See, I need to get, once we use footwork to get into the second gauge. We can't stay in the first gauge. If we stay in the first gauge, which means the longest range, then we cannot gain the speed, we cannot gain the chance to reach your opponent. By the way, just in case you do not know what is first gauge, second gauge, we have to talk about that. For the long range, for other styles, they call the long range is without contact. This is the long range, that's that. And then once we get contact, punch on the wrist, they call this already close range. Okay? So this is the longest, then this is the close range. Okay, then the two. But for Wing Chun, the longest range, the first gauge is the longest range, is here. We already get contact. We already get contact. The wrist is the first gauge. Elbow, we touch elbow, is the second gauge. Stick to the body, then this is the third gauge. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So Wing Chun needs to start fighting, of course, with the fighting range, without hand-to-hand contact. But once you get, so you already get the second, third gauge. So step by step, you must be close in. Okay? Then the close-in technique, the footwork, is another topic. It's not our, but I need to let you know because you have to have this concept in mind, so that when I talk about the kicking, then you know what's that about, why it is. Okay, the fighting range you can get by distance, by footwork, and also by movement. Chisel range will use contra force to gain the speed, and also so-called the sensitivity. Because once we get contact, we know that we can feel the flow of his force, so we can react. So it's very that quick because of once we feel the force coming to different direction, then we can react. That is why we do chisel so many times. But chisel is only part of the training, not the complete Wing Chun training. For complete Wing Chun training, you still need to sparring. But the sparring, you not the sparring like the boxer. We borrow the boxer way to train the sparring. No, we have our own system, own footwork to train the sparring at the fighting range. Not only chisel. Chisel, yes, we already make contact. But in reality, no one will make contact with your arm first. Some people may argue that, oh, if he punch, I block, okay, then I get contact. But look, the arm will not stay here. They are jumping or fake. Okay? So again, it's not chisel. It won't chisel with you. They will just double. See? I simply cannot. I simply cannot stop him. So what we need is quick footwork, close in, or go. Footwork, close in. That is then if he hit and then block, then now it is chisel. Then that is chisel. Without closing in, we can't do the chisel. Okay? So if you only train chisel, then you will miss the sparring part. But the sparring part is not, the training method is not the boxer way. Of course, some similarities, but we cannot use the boxer way because boxer is the long range, long fist. We are short strike fighting art. We are short strike. Then we have our own footwork, how to fight, okay, in a fighting range. Okay, so just a little bit, 追身莫追手, it means chasing body rather than hand. All right, so I don't go into the details because that is another topic, but the chasing body rather than the hand is the highest form of our blocking. It's very good. It relates to, remember this maxim, it also relates to our kicking. Okay, when we come to that part, I will come back here to explain it. So I just skip it. Striking is defense also relate to our kicking. So I just skip it, and when we come to that technique, then I will go back here to explain in more details. And the chisel range, then I don't talk. All right. And then one more concept before we get into our kicking. One more also important concept. Here, we said blocking. There are 4 levels of blocking. The lowest and primitive level, we call it simple blocking. The red one, okay, the number one. the lowest is the bad. I mean, the worst one is when people attack you, we only block, 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 only block. Okay? Only block without counter attack. This is the lowest. No matter how strong you are, for example, you still block, yes, you get hit. So, second one is blocking followed by attacking. So it is first block, attack. So there may be one by trading punch, but at least I attack back. All right, block and attack. So it's blocking followed by attacking. The third one is simultaneous blocking and striking. I think everyone knows it. That Wing Chun is well known for the simultaneous defense and attack. Yes, it's true. That is the number 3 is our entry point. Wing Chun's entry point at least is this is simultaneous defense attack. Not so we will not block and then attack. All right. So it's one. Then it's already simultaneous defense and attack. But it's still not the highest. The highest is the number 4. You use low blocking, not block. However, we come in the form of a direct attack while getting out of the way of your opponent's strike with footwork and body movement. This is the highest form. We handle, for example, very strong blows. Many people ask me, they tell you, but for so strong roundhouse kick, how can you handle it? Any Wing Chun technique is our Wing Chun structure can withstand this kick, the Muay Thai kick? No way. I can tell you, no way our structure, our kick, our body can or block those so strong, they slide those strong roundhouse kick. I'm not doing good. Actually, So, how we apply the number 4? We cannot block. We cannot block. We can only use footwork and or kicking. So for example, if he go here, I do not block, I use footwork to move and then kick. Directly, this is called so-called chasing body rather than the hand. Or this is the highest level of blocking. Is not block. We move, direct attack. So this is the kicking, but for arm, also for hand, for arm punch, be strong. See, now for example, not block. So he come like a block, and then at the other one, yes, maybe simultaneously, I hit him, but I'm still standing at his punching range. The long fist style, their punching range is roughly about 40 cm. We call it 40 cm rule. I'm not roughly. 40. If you always stay at 40 cm, then they can punch you because they are very good in. They can have enough distance for him to release the punch out. Okay, that's 40 cm. So that's why. So for Wing Chun, we need the footwork. We cannot stay there. We go get close in the punch. Now this is still simultaneous, but if I don't stop him, 标记 from here, maybe this point, punch, no, 标记 here, or no, from here, I do this point, 打右手，打右手睇到，打正，打正，標誌打右手。The beauty form to get close. So this is direct attack. So similarly, our kick can serve kind of this low blocking and direct attack to your opponent's body. That's why now this is I need to mention to you about this fundamental concepts. Wing Chun specialize in number 3 and number 4, quite high level. So we are not just block, 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 no, or block and punch, no. We give up the first two already. We get our entry level is simultaneous defense and attack. So that you train a lot. Tanda, ganda, pakda, labda. That is we train a lot already. This is our simultaneous defense and attack. But the highest is not blocking. Okay? Now clear? Now so this first, the fundamental concept, because our participants coming from different background. This time we have our participants from 15 countries. So they are from different background. Some are migrant students, some are from other lineages. So that's why I need to state this fundamental concept so that you understand me in the future lessons, in the future materials that I'm going to teach you that all relate to this. First, we are soft strike fighting art. Bear this in mind. The power coming from the soft strike fighting art is different from long fist. Long fist, they have distance to travel, for the arm to travel to release the power. We don't have. Look at our form. We only have just that, just this sort of movement. So compare the power. If arm-wise, only arm, you can never compare with people with this kind of punch, never. However, this is not our way. Our power coming from the leg and the body, from the top, from the rotational power force, from the from the momentum, from the body momentum. Okay, from the footwork, from the body, not from the arm. So this is the first. We are soft strike fighting art. Second, bear in mind that our core combat principles is close. Again, this is also consistent with our soft strike fighting art. Our core principle is speed, and this speed is by distance. Close-in distance, which means the closer you are, the more opportunity for you, and the higher chance for you to reach to your opponent, your attack to your opponent. Thirdly, our blocking. We aim at simultaneous blocking and attacking, and also low blocking, come in directly, attack to your opponent's body. Now these three fundamental concepts, you need to be clear before we go on to the kicking course. Get it?